Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Resurgence Weekly Review, where we break down what's new, what's wild, and what's worth paying attention to in the world of fitness, sports, and human performance. Today we've got two stories that both push the limits of what's possible, but in very different ways. One is Nike's new robotic shoe, and the other, well, it's basically the Olympics on steroids. Starting off, have you heard about Nike's robotic shoe, or Project Amplify as they're calling it? Nike has been working on rebuilding its edge in the athletic footwear market. After years of dominance, competitors like Hoka, On Running, and even New Balance have started taking bigger pieces of that performance shoe space, and I think Nike has definitely felt that pressure. So, in an effort to reignite excitement and innovation around the brand, Nike is placing a bet on something completely new. Not another foam or carbon plate update, but something that looks like it could be in a sci-fi movie. They've teamed up with a company named Defy Robotics, a company that specializes in wearable robotics, to create what they're calling Project Amplify, a powered running shoe that's part sneaker and part robot. Now, you might be wondering, how does that work? There's a battery-powered cuff that sits around your ankle and connects to a small motor near the heel. At the end of every step, that motor pulls up on the heel and gives you a subtle mechanical assist, or a little boost forwards. You can even remove the power mechanism and recharge it and still wear the shoe as a regular sneaker. Nike's planning to launch this in 2028, so the verdict might still be out on if this makes it to the market. This could be a bold move. Nike's hoping to remind people that they're still the company that drives the next wave of innovation, not one catching up to the smaller, more agile brands that have been stealing the spotlight lately. Now, obviously, professional runners won't be able to use these. It's a clear performance enhancement. So that raised the big question, who is this shoe actually for? Nike says it's for recreational runners and people who spend long hours on their feet. Maybe think nurses, warehouse workers, delivery drivers. That makes sense, but let's be honest, do we really need a propulsive shoe for fitness? If the shoe is doing the work, isn't that kind of defeating the purpose of exercise? Now, from a rehab or biomechanical standpoint, there could be some potential. For some recovering from an injury or struggling with fatigue, a little mechanical help could make walking or running more accessible. And if this kind of tech trickles down into exoskeletons for physically demanding jobs or military applications, it could have benefits for reducing strain and injury, in addition to enhancing the ability to perform those jobs. From a fitness perspective, it raises a fair question. If your shoe is doing the work, are you still training your body or just outsourcing the effort to a motor? Let me know what you think in the comments. So on a very different note, let's talk about something that's raising a lot of eyebrows in the sporting world. The Enhanced Games, a new athletic competition that's set to debut in Las Vegas in May 2026. It's basically the Olympics without drug testing. Performance-enhancing drugs and technology are not only allowed, but they're encouraged. The events include swimming, track, and weightlifting, and the payouts are massive. We're talking big money for athletes who win. Their whole pitch is that they want to push human performance to the limit, free from the rules and doping controls of traditional sports. The World Anti-Doping Agency has called it a, quote, dangerous and irresponsible undertaking, reflecting the broader concern many experts have about athlete safety. Still, there's no denying the spectacle. It's hard to look away from someone running faster, jumping higher, or lifting more than we thought possible. But there's also a very real downside. Performance enhancers come with trade-offs, and those can be serious ones. Heart problems, liver damage, hormonal issues, and psychological side effects. And while the enhanced games claim that every athlete is under medical supervision with regular blood work and physiological testing, the long-term consequences don't just disappear. Interestingly, the athletes involved aren't necessarily encouraging people to copy them. One swimmer who broke a record under the enhanced games rules even refused to say what he was taking because he didn't want others to try and replicate his stack without medical guidance. So here's the debate. Should we let athletes use enhancement technology and drugs if it's monitored and medically supervised? Or does that destroy the very idea of fair competition? And where do we draw the line? If we're already allowing equipment like Nike Super Shoes or carbon-plated spikes, how different is this really? The enhanced games challenge the very philosophy of sport, forcing us to ask what fairness means, what natural really is, and how much we're willing to sacrifice in the pursuit of performance. Maybe this isn't meant to replace traditional sport at all, but to create a new category altogether. One that operates by a different set of rules where enhancement is simply part of the game. So what ties these two stories together? Nike's power shoe and the enhanced games. They're both signs of where we're headed, a world where human performance and technology are maybe merging faster than our ethics and regulations can keep up. Whether it's a robotic shoe that boosts your step or a sporting event that celebrates enhancement, both force us to ask the same question. How far are we willing to go to be faster, stronger, or better? Now, as a physical therapist, I'm all for innovation. If technology helps people move better, recover faster, stay active longer, that's a win. But the foundation of human performance, training, effort, consistency, still has to come first. Because when machines or drugs start doing the work for us, we might gain speed, but we also risk losing something harder to measure, the meaning behind the effort. So what do you think? Would you wear a robotic shoe that helps you move? Would you watch or try to compete in the enhanced games? These topics might sound futuristic, but they're happening right now. And they'll shape how we think about training, rehab, and athletic performance over the next decade. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Resurgence Athletics where you listen to podcasts and check out our full write-up on our blog for links, visuals, and references. Until next time, keep training smart, stay curious, and remember, the future of performance is closer than you think.